Hi everyone, it's me, and today we're going to talk about A Star is Born, the 2018 version, or the third remake of the same story, I should say. A Star is Born was written by too many people, and it was directed by Bradley Cooper, who also stars in this film. No pun intended there. This marks Bradley Cooper's directorial debut. He is an American actor and filmmaker. He has been in one of many films that you probably have recognized him at some point before, including The Hangover, American Sniper, American Hustle, Older Than America, or Wet Hot American Summer, just to name a few. A patriotic few, that is. Lady Gaga also stars in this film in the other lead role beside Bradley Cooper, and this is her first major role in a feature film, I believe. A Star is Born follows a troubled country rock musician played by Bradley Cooper who finds inspiration and love after meeting a local singer at a bar after one of his shows. As the relationship grows, he helps her find fame as he tries to deal with his own personal demons and substance abuse issues. So I want to get right to the point and tell you guys that I thought this movie was fine. It's a pretty safe, romantic film with a lot of sweet and charming moments. The best thing about the film is the main cast, which includes Bradley Cooper, Lady Gaga, and Sam Elliott, whose character is the older brother and manager of Bradley Cooper's character. The roles that these three actors are given are tailor-made for them, really giving them the opportunity to shine in this film. This is especially true for Lady Gaga, who is an actual pop singer who was at one time a struggling artist trying to break into the music industry, just like the character she plays. Bradley Cooper is obviously not a country rock music star, but one major part of his role that felt personal is his character's substance abuse issues. Bradley Cooper has stated in interviews that he has not taken any drugs or drank anything in 14 years after the toll that it took on his professional career and body during the younger part of his life, during his 20s. I know what you're thinking. He could be lying about that just to generate some attention, but I don't think he is. This character feels very authentic. The struggle feels very real, like he's drawing from first-hand experience. He plays a very convincing drunk who's in this perpetual downward spiral. His whole performance is great. I like the fact that he doesn't overact the parts where his character is intoxicated, which I feel like a lot of actors have a tendency to do sometimes. And while I don't know if Sam Elliott's role in this film is personal to his own experiences or not, the character he plays in this film is very similar to everything else you've seen him in. He's really just playing himself. He's got the whole tough guy demeanor, rocking the trademark mustache that he's always had, dropping truth bombs and wisdom on the other characters like he always does. What makes his role in this film stand out more from the other stuff I've seen from him in the past is that this character gets a lot more emotional. I've never seen Sam Elliott get teary-eyed or choked up before, and he does a really good job with handling those really intense moments of emotion. Besides those three performances I just mentioned, the other thing I enjoyed a lot in this movie is the music. I think Lady Gaga's general acting ability is just okay. I think her greatest contribution to this film is her voice. Say whatever you want about Lady Gaga, I am personally not a huge fan of her music, but her voice is incredible. I really felt like the country rock / blues rock music that scores most of this film is a perfect match for her voice. The soundtrack is just filled with intimate, meaningful, and passionate songs that are performed so powerfully. These songs are so good, so much so that I would argue with confidence that the music in this film is way better than the majority of Lady Gaga's actual music in real life. Bradley Cooper also has a couple of really good music performances. I think his voice is pretty good. He doesn't come close to what Lady Gaga can do with her voice, obviously, but that's kind of the point. There's a lot of good qualities in this film, but in spite of all of its strengths, there are still parts in this movie that are so boring. The music is great, but this film is still a narrative at the end of the day and not a musical. So there are big chunks of time where there's no music and there's just the melodrama happening on screen between the various characters. And while Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper do have good on-screen chemistry together, their romance still has a lot of the same predictable beats and patterns that we're used to seeing, or at least I'm used to seeing in other romantic movies. I was not interested in the conflict between Lady Gaga and her producer, who wants her to put on this stage persona that doesn't feel true to who she is as a person, partly because that's such an overdone and familiar plot thread that we're used to seeing. Also because the music producer is a one-dimensional character who has no depth. He's just in the movie to be this character that the audience can get angry at. There's nothing about the cinematography in this film that I would consider bad, but it does feel very standard. A lot of this movie consists of roaming handheld camera shots where the camera will hold on an actor in a medium close-up and just rock back and forth. My guess is that Bradley Cooper and Matthew Lee Batik did this as a way of trying to make the film feel intimate and raw, and I think they captured that aesthetic, but it comes at the expense of these shots just feeling very stale and repetitive. Like the cinematography, I don't think the direction is necessarily bad, I just think it's very conventional and standard. Now don't get me wrong, I do think this is a good movie and most people who watch it will probably enjoy it, especially when you boil it down to the three main performances, which are good, and the music, which is great. It's just kind of boring, predictable, and conventional, which is what stops it from being great, in my opinion. I'm gonna give A Star is Born a 3.5 out of 5. Thanks for watching, guys. You are so kind. Be sure to leave a comment with your thoughts and feelings on A Star is Born in the comment section below. Be sure to leave a recommendation on a film that I should watch and review next while you're down there. Be sure to check out the other content on my channel and the past reviews I've done, including Bohemian Rhapsody. Hit the like button if you like this video, or share this video, or both, whichever you prefer. I don't care. I think you should do both, though. And if you dig the channel, then you should subscribe to the channel. Please. Thanks again, ladies and gentlemen. I will see you in the next review. Take it easy.